our mid-season rankings for the entire Supercross season so far. We're going to do another tier list as you guys seem to enjoy the last one. And we have all of the main riders here today. We're starting off with Hayden Deegan. We're going to be finished with Tommy V, all right? First things first, make sure you guys hit that like and sub button. We're on the road to 30K. So, Doc, let's get this started. And where would you put Hayden Deegan?
I don't think it's been an S-tier season. I don't even think it's been an amazing season for Hayden. Now, I understand people are going to say, wow, you know, he's the points leader, and how could you say that? Again, I'm going to rank all of these guys based off of who they are and what my expectation, and I think their expectation was going into the season. So I'm going to say, so far, he's a B. Solid. He just hasn't been super great. Hasn't been bad, right? Like, it's not like he's doing poor, but I think for Hayden Deegan, everyone expected more than what he's delivered.
That's kind of crazy. I maybe would have put him in that amazing spot. Yes, as you mentioned, that he hasn't had that season that we kind of expected from him, but he also has gotten on the podium every single round since like round 2.
You could make a case for like bottom of amazing, very top of solid.
Yeah, I feel that.
You know what I mean?
Let's go ruffle some feathers here. We're gonna go solid. All right. Let's do solid. I expect Deegan to win this championship as we predicted in the beginning of the year. On to our next guy, Cooper Webb. And yeah, this might be God tier, right?
Yeah, it's a God tier.
Yeah, we don't even have to talk much about this, right?
But he's absolutely ripping.
Like, let's not even meant to, like, we don't even have to go into detail. You guys know why it's God tier, all right? He's been on the box since Glendale, bro.
His slow start, you know, Cooper Webb had a slow start to the season. It wasn't even that slow. It was like good, and then it just got better since then. I don't think you can do anything else other than God tier.
He's been first or second since Glendale.
Yeah,
it's God tier.
And the thing that's crazy with Cooper Webb is somehow I still don't feel like that's happened.
Yeah,
you know
I don't
mean?
either. Honestly,
like,
I don't either. That's why I was surprised when we did our video the other day. I was like, there's no way that he's been on the box that many times. But, yep, that's him. Now on to Ken Roczen. I think it's been amazing. Just from what he's been able to do. I don't think it's God tier because he only has one win. He's had a couple. He had one DNF, and then he had a bad race at Indy, right? I don't think you can put him with that Cooper Webb God tier, but I do think that him being on the box 6 out of the 9 times has been very impressive, and I think it's been amazing so far this year.
I would agree. It would have to be amazing. I'm very sad about that, but if he would have got on the podium at Indy, I think I would have to say God tier, but I mean, still one of his best seasons in my opinion.
I agree with that. Okay, now moving on to Justin Cooper. I think for Justin Cooper, I'm going to go solid. He had a very slow start to the year, but he has been picking it up as of late. He got second at Indy. He got fourth at Daytona. Like, he's had a couple of fifths the last few rounds, you know. So I think his riding has been better as of late, but that slow start has kind of chalked him a little bit for these rankings. I kind of expect him to go to amazing at the end of the year, though, if this keeps it up. But during the midseason, I think it's a solid performance so far.
I think that's fair. Solid, not because he started out so mid and has then, I think, started out mid, is doing amazing-ish for himself. Lands himself a solid.
Now we're moving on to one of Doc's favorite riders here. Where he glazes him every single video that he possibly can. Oh no, I love me some Cole Davies. But yeah, it's Cole Davies. Doc, you might not like me for this, bro, but I'm putting solid. I think it's a solid performance. He's had some podiums. He's had some great rides. Go back to Indy 17 to 5th after crashing in the beginning of the race. He's won 2 of the 2 rounds at a Triple Crown race. He probably should have won that at Glendale, let's be real. But overall, I think it's been a very solid season. And remember, this is halfway point. I expect him to go out there and get a win, honestly, for like at least one win going out of this season. But so far, leading up to halfway, I think it's been a solid performance. Doc's looking at me crazy. I understand, but I'm just going.
We're going to go with a big hard NO on that one. Nope. But I'll put him solid just, you know, yeah. All right.
You got amazing for him?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm putting him at amazing on my list, okay? You can put him wherever you want.
All right. Well, it's a solid. Let's be real. Moving on to Dax Bennett here. And we don't really have a lot to go on. We had one race where he got a podium. concussion.
Big surprise.
Mid at Daytona. Mid at Indy. I think we go mid. I think that's a good spot for him. Like, I don't think it's horrible. He had a podium, and it's like in top 10, right, for the 2 rounds that he did race after the concussion.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard. I did not expect him to get a podium, especially round 1. So that was amazing for me. And then, yeah, I guess the rest has been, I mean, I would put him B.
I wonder what would happen if he didn't get that concussion. That kind of ruined his momentum, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, if he doesn't get a concussion, comes out second week,
Same.
get another top 4, like, bro, like, he's on a roll, right? But that concussion kind of chalked him, I think.
I'll put him wherever you want.
All right, we're going mid. I expect him to do better, though, for the end of the year. I'm just saying. All right, moving on to Malcolm Stewart. He has a race win. He's top 6 in points. I think it's a solid year so far. If this was last year, it might have been mid. Might have been horrible. But this year, I think it's been pretty damn solid. The last few rounds, though, after his win, haven't been that great. He's won some heat races, but the overall performance in the main events haven't been that great. But I think it's just been a solid year so far. Maybe we put him up to amazing because he does have a win in this field, but I think it's solid.
I don't think so. I think, again, if he got the win and was hovering around like 4th and 5th even, you know, 3rd, 4th, 5th, maybe like got on the podium at least one other round and then was around that top 5 every time, I would go amazing for sure. But yeah, I don't know. Very, like, it's borderline. If he didn't have the win, I think it would be mid. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, a little bit.
And the win is carrying him to solid.
Yeah,
But
low key, a little bit.
next, we have your favorite P20 rider, Cody Shaw.
Why you gotta roast me every time?
You roasted me about Cole Davies, okay? Here we are.
Dude, Cody's been amazing this year. Do we put him amazing? Like,
I think
for his
I mean,
riding, I think we do, right?
honestly, this is where I expected Cody to be.
I see. I didn't expect that P20. Sorry.
We
but
know
like,
that.
Okay, maybe we do like a little bit in between here. Go solid for this then.
I think you have to go solid.
I mean, he only has one podium. Let's be real. It's one podium, his first ever podium, right? The other rounds he was super solid, right? Go back to Indy though, he crashed in the main, you know? So maybe it is just been a solid year so far. I'll put it at solid. But what about Max Ansty here? Started out the year fantastic, and then the last 2 rounds hasn't done jack shit, bro. So
I feel like you got to go solid because at like right now, like you said, started out great, hasn't done anything, and it's not even like he's just getting, it's like a 1v1, he's getting beat straight up, he's getting second, the points are like, he had a lead, a points lead, and then lost it for being very average for him, right?
yeah.
I think you got to go solid. Lately, I want to go mid, but
I was about to say, if he has one more bad race, it might be a mid, man.
I don't know, it's crazy.
Because we kind of expected Matt, like maybe I didn't expect him to go out there and dominate first round, but after I saw that performance, I'm like, oh, he's the best guy. It's like he's the best guy out there. So like we thought maybe he's going to be an amazing god tier after those first 2 rounds, right? He got shafted in that second round. Let's be real, like that should have been his win, right? So like. Yeah, but if he has another mid performance, I'm like, bro, like if you're riding like that, that's like a mid, but solid for right now.
Yeah, I mean, after the first 2 races, it was very, very clear he was the rider in the East, like the guy for sure.
Now moving on to HRC Chance Hymas. What do we do for Chance, man? He DNF'd at Indy. It's been a solid performance this year, or has it been a mid performance this year? Like,
Well, it's definitely not been mid.
I think it's solid. It's just.
I think it's. Man, I'm telling you, we're gonna have 90% of these guys in solid.
Moving on to Seth Hammaker. I think this might be amazing, bro.
Give me some stats other than the win.
Podium, win.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Amazing.
Like, yeah, like he has 3 podiums out of the 4 rounds. 1 round, I've been saying this for 2 weeks. Food poisoning. He might be having the points lead right now, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta go. I mean, yeah, podium, win. You know, poo, podium, win. You gotta go for it. You know.
This next guy might be our first guy to be in horrible, and it breaks my heart. It really does. And that's Austin Forkner.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go D. You got to go horrible.
Can
you move on?
I just want to say one thing. It's not bad, but when you're barely making the LCQ out of the LCQ, it's not looking great. I love me some Austin, but it wasn't great. Moving on. All right. JB mid.
But yeah, actually, yeah. I don't know why I reacted like that. I would agree.
I think as of late, he's been riding great. As of late, he's been riding great. Beginning of the season, though, where the hell was he? You know what I'm saying? Okay. But towards the, do you think possibly he can get a win, like going out?
He's certainly capable. I think it's going to be very difficult to beat the top 3 for any of them, unless there's something that happens.
Well, I was just about to say, what if there is something that happens, such as 4 rounds on the East Coast, Upper East Coast, possibly rain? Can he win that?
AP and Cooper are better than him, and Ando. Do I think one of those 3 guys can win by the end of the season? 100%. And I think Malcolm is probably better than JB right now. And so I think Malcolm has a better chance of winning again than Barcia.
Damn.
I would love to see Justin Barcia win.
Bro, there's only 8 rounds left. Do we see 4 different winners in the next 8 rounds? I don't think so.
No way, bro.
That's what I was about to say. I was about to say
3 max.
I was about to say like JB, Ando, AP, J Coop, and I'm like, there's no way these 4 are winning out of 8 rounds, bro.
Yeah, and then Kenny, Cooper, Webb, and Sexton win the other ones, and then somebody wins the final. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's happening. But
it's going to be probably a 50-50 split. Chase and Cooper Webb.
Yeah, I agree. All right, moving on. RJ Hampshire. If he doesn't have that horrible Tampa race, he might be like right there in the points. Yeah. I think it's been a solid. He did get that win at Daytona.
Stop jumping on tough blocks and you'll get an amazing from me.
Now moving on to Michael Mosiman.
Mid.
I was about to say mid. A little bit of mid. Like, I don't know what we kind of expect from Mosiman, right?
I don't know. I mean,
he has a podium in there, but
he's shown that he can run the speed. So I don't know. Yeah, it's been very lackluster for your boy, lackluster.
Now moving on to Max Volan, the handbrake rider himself. I think it's also been mid. I don't even care. Like, take the handbrake away. That's an impressive thing, what you can do, but just been mid. Overall, just mid.
I would agree.
This might be another guy that Doc glazes a lot.
Hey, bro.
And that's the boy AP, baby.
Solid. We're going solid. We're going solid. Okay, listen. I know comment section is going to go. Started mid. Actually, started horrible.
He had 2 DNFs.
Yeah. Started not ideal. We have moved to a solid position. Okay. Although, I mean, with 2 DNFs.
If we put in JB as mid, it's like the same results.
I think he would say his season has been mid so far. I think he would say his season at the end of the season, I think he'll be solid, amazing. Based off of the beginning of the season. All right, let's be fair. It's fine. AP. It's fine. It's fine. Play some bikes. It's cool. At the beginning, I think he would say his beginning of the season has been mid.
I think it's been mid so far.
He was clearly very unhappy with the first 4 rounds or 5 rounds. It was like, DNF, 7, 8, 9, something like that. Now, I think we're at a turning point, I think we're at a turning point. We're riding good.
I think 100% we're at that turning point. I think I kind of expected him to get at least on the podium in the first 5, 6 rounds. Didn't happen. Yeah, like I expect him to get on the podium multiple times going forward and even maybe get a win going forward because that's like how good he's riding in the last couple of weeks, right? So I expect better things, but so far at the halfway point, it's been kind of mid. Now moving on to his teammate, Julian Beaumaire. And at the beginning of the year, I think, Doc, we may have put him amazing. The last few rounds, been kind of mid. I think you go in between and we do a little solid.
Yeah, you gotta go solid. You can't say the whole you can't say the whole half the season's been mid, on a little bit of a downward trend from the beginning of the season, but he's still in there. He's still in the fight. He's still riding well, still getting wins, or still, you know, has the chance to get wins, I think.
Yeah, exactly. I think hopefully he heals up with that shoulder injury. You could definitely see a different rider now with that, right? Like you can 100% see that. He's not as he's not as aggressive, I would say, like compared to how he was at the beginning of the year. But hopefully that heals up and we can see more aggressive side like towards the end. But yeah, I think amazing start, mid, halfway point, a little solid ride right now. Now moving on to Joe. Goes out and wins A1, man. And I'm on top of the world. I'm like, slow Joe's gone, baby. He's out here riding God tier like, you know? And then he breaks his finger. And then he can't ride. And then he has one hand guard. Mm-hmm. But then really he's been pretty solid the last couple of weeks with those fingers. So
honestly,
do we put him in amazing just because of the one hand guard?
I was just gonna say, considering he's got 3 fingers, and how racy he looks, I think he gotta go amazing. And he came out swinging again. I think if Cody Shock's mechanic didn't sabotage the whole entire season, Joe might be in the points lead, because the other guys in West have been pretty inconsistent, and I feel like he's been very consistent, even with being 2-finger man.
That is actually so right, because even with the broken fingers, he was still getting 5th or 6th. All right, moving on to the guy that I glaze the most, aka Chase Sexton, and you guys already know it's God tier. It's
okay. I made, while we were doing this, I whipped up a little picture in paint for you, and I want you to put this on the screen as this is my vote. Chat, it says mid.
Oh God.
I'm sorry. What else am I supposed to say?
It hasn't been mid. Oh,
he's crashed himself out of a win 5 weeks in a row.
Yeah, but he still has won multiple times and gotten on the podium multiple times.
He could have like 8 wins this year. This could be like, he could be wrapping the chip up in 3 weeks. You know what I mean? If he's,
Dude, he really
you know what I mean?
bro.
Like he could be. This could be the most boring Supercross season in history.
Could you just imagine he wins Tampa, goes out the next week and wins that race too, and then like he would have a 3-win streak in a row? Like literally, because he won Glendale, then went to Tampa, would have won that. He literally was winning with like 3 minutes left.
I mean, I'll go bottom of solid if you want, but like, or we can do our different things. But I mean,
I think it has to be bottom solid, top mid. I think I'll agree with that. So obviously when you're watching this video, just know that it's like the top of the mid and the very low at the bottom. I don't know how you would determine that, right? But that's where we're going. All right, moving on to another guy that has some broken fingers, and that is Nate Thrasher. Now, while Joe has put himself in position to get top 5s with that broken finger, Nate Thrasher has not. And now I think it's been kind of mid, because, or maybe I would say solid, because he's still able to perform pretty well. So maybe we go solid for those broken fingers.
Yeah, we can do solid.
Now, Garrett Marchbanks, I think it's a mid. I disrespected him so bad last week, and I said, hey, let's get a more respectable 10th place guy, and I put Garrett. Hey, I was 1 spot off, all right? You got 9th, so, like, I wasn't that far off.
Yeah, haven't seen much. Hasn't been much.
A little bit of the PC curse. As you guys know, we don't have some of the PC guys on here. That's because we didn't include injuries, because there's a lot of them.
That's right, yeah.
All right, moving on to Justin Hill. Do we put him for amazing? Because of just his season as in general, just what he's able to do on that bike. And it's been pretty racy at times. And like,
but let's really think, like, other than him top qualifying.
It's been solid.
Right, like what? I mean, it's been great, right? Like it's been, but other than him top qualifying once, what has he done like that would be amazing?
That is true. You're very true.
You know what I mean?
Very true.
I want it to be amazing. I was gonna put him amazing, and that's where my brain went, was like, dude, it's been amazing. And then I'm like, well, has it though? Like he top qualified, definitely has the ability to be a podium guy. I think Justin Hill can win a race.
We'll have 5 race winners going out of the next 8 rounds.
Yeah, dude. And then freaking Shane McElrath's going to get a win too. And it's going to be sick. Yeah, I think you got to go solid, dude.
I agree.
No
he has
kizzy.
1 top quali. Doesn't even have a podium yet. He has a couple top 5s, but I think it's been a pretty good year. For Justin in general, I think it's been a great year, right? But
yeah.
Now moving on to DF, I think it's been mid/horrible.
I think you got to go horrible, bro.
Like, he's had some great moments. Last week, he had a great moment. He had some great starts. But other than that, I feel like it just hasn't been that great. He also got cleaned in the LCQ race at Anaheim.
He didn't make it to a main, and it wasn't because he just didn't make it.
Yeah. So, I think it hasn't been the season that he wants. I'm excited to see what he can do for outdoors, but at the halfway point for Supercross, it hasn't been great. It has not been great. Now, moving on to Jason Anderson. Doc, you might hate me for this. You literally might hate me for this. But after his spectacular start, it's been mid. It really has.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know, man. Like he had a couple great races with some podiums and stuff. He had a podium at Glendale. He had a podium at A1. He was riding good at A2. Ever since Glendale, man, he has been horrible. He's been mid.
Well, he hasn't been mid, but then he fades to a mid, right?
Which is crazy.
He's like racy and up there and has potential. He punts Barcia and is mid, and then he also is up there and has the potential and in a good position, and then fades. And like his position at the end of the race, I have to give him mid. But at the beginning of the races, like it seems like he's definitely up at that solid, potentially amazing, but he's just not finishing there,
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of a weird season for him.
I hate it.
Yeah, it sucks, man, because he's a race winner, bro. Like, I swear to you, I thought he was going to win a race, man. I thought he was going to win a race in the first 5 rounds, bro. That's how good he was riding. I'm like, bro, Jason's on fire. And then nothing, man. Yeah, kind of unfortunate.
Yeah.
But, all right, we got 2 guys left. Second to last guy here is we got Shane McElrath. Now, he's on a privateer quad lock Honda with the boy Joey. As of late, Shane has been riding fantastic. He's had some amazing starts. He's been in the top 10. I think as of late and as a whole season, like on a new team, 450, I think it's been pretty freaking solid, man. I think it has.
I think I would put him like mid, like top 30% of solid. And he said this in his vlogs and stuff, that like it seems like he's struggling in the back end of the races. And if he can figure out, I know he was, everyone was sick for a while, but if he can figure out that last like 10, 12 minutes of the races, dude, like he's right up there, that like 6th to 8th spot, which is like from where he started at the beginning of the season, barely qualifying into the mains and stuff, is a huge improvement. So yeah, I would say solid. If he can get close to a top 5 when we do our year review for him, I think I would say it's been an amazing season for him.
Yeah, low key. Yep. Yeah, shout out to Shane, man. If you guys haven't checked out his vlogs, they're freaking fantastic.
They're so good.
Moving on to our next guy, the last guy on our list, we got Tommy V. Tom Vial, red plate holder without a freaking win. Started off the season solid, but it's been amazing, man. I don't know how he's doing it. I don't know.
I got it summed up in one sentence right here.
All right.
The most amazing performance. You know what I'm saying? It has been the most mid, lackluster, not cool, but it's been amazing. I think you got to put it amazing.
I think you have to. Red plate holder, no wins, consistent. I mean, he's finding his form. I'm going to be mentioning this a couple times. Like, he might win a race. I might mention this a couple times. Like, he might win the championship without winning a race, literally. So, which would be insane.
Get her done. I mean, I think he's been riding great. But again, it's just like not super flashy. And actually, I'm surprised we only have 1 God tier. However, I think it's truly the only one that deserves the God tier.
These are our rankings. We have a lot of solid. I kind of expect by the end of the year, half of those guys either moves up or moves down. I kind of expect that. Like, I feel some of these guys already are trending downwards, and some of them are trending upwards from the mid category, right? So, but with that being said, make sure you guys fill out this list. Make sure you guys show us your guys' list because we want to see it. And if you guys enjoy this, make sure you guys hit that like and sub button. And thank you guys so much for all the love on all the recent videos. Be sure to check out the MXGP reactions for this week. Next week, we'll do a mid-season review. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Yeah, make sure you guys like the video. New merch dropping on Friday. Exhibit.com.